Uh-oh. What's going on, YouTube? Welcome to Junior and the Big Dog, your favorite father-son duo covering Miami Hurricanes football and sports. Big Dog, I think you got YouTube open.
What's
I,
going on,
I
YouTube?
need you to close it,
Your favorite father and son duo covering.
or you're just lagging way behind.
Am I okay now?
Yeah, now you're good. You had YouTube open?
What's that?
Did you have YouTube open?
Yes.
Okay, that's why.
Okay, that's why I'm
I was
good
hearing the feedback on it. What's going on, boys and girls and ladies and gentlemen? See, now we're all screwed up because we haven't done it so long.
No, I just want to make sure. Can everybody hear both of us good? Let us know in the chat, guys, if you can all hear us good. We're trying some new stuff today.
Look, my mic is not working. Big Dog's mic is we're our traditional mics. These mics, mine's not working. Big Dog's is not working. So you guys might not hear us as good as you usually do, but we're gonna get it working. And yeah, man.
I think they're saying they can hear us loud and clear.
Yeah, no, it's good. It's good. It's just not the Junior and the Big Dog quality that
Gotcha.
that we usually do. But you know, what's going on, everyone?
Well, you go ahead and let everybody know in terms of do what you do in the beginning, so I could do roll call here real quick.
What did I used to do in the big? It's been so long, man.
Remember.
Hey, man. Yeah, it's good. It's good to be back. I'm just gonna say this very quick. It's been a long time. I'm sure me and the Big Dog are gonna get into it. We're gonna do some catching up, obviously, but yeah, I think it's been like 8 months since we've done one of these, man. So for anybody that is new here, go through our channel and our playlist and whatnot, so you can see kind of what me and the Big Dog are about. Hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, share, like, all that good stuff. It's gonna be rusty. It's gonna be a rusty show, but it's gonna be an uncut. You know, that's how we do it, man. Shoot from the hip kind of show, because me and the Big Dog, we weren't necessarily planning on this comeback. You know, this week, game day week, we knew we had to do it sooner or later. We didn't know if it was going to be after the Bama game or before, but just, me and the Big Dog have been talking for so long about, hey, we got to get back, man. We got to get back because we keep on seeing the love from everybody on social media, Facebook, Twitter, even on YouTube. And even some of you guys worried about see what's going on with Junior the Big Dog. I know Big Dog was on the Miami Flow, and I know Big Dog has made other appearances on other shows and whatnot. I've been totally out of the loop because I've had a lot going on that maybe I'll get into a little bit later. But yeah, man. So we were just like, and I just felt something. And I miss you guys, man. I really do. I miss you guys. I miss chopping it up with the Big Dog. I'm a lot closer to him than I was when last time we did this when I was down in South Florida. So that's amazing. But as far as the interaction with you guys and just talking football, chopping it up, call-ins, videos, everything, man, it's just the outpouring of support from you guys and you guys wanting us back makes me feel very humbled and appreciative of all of you guys. And it's just, it's very special, man. It's very special and very dear to my heart, man. And all the kind words and everything you guys have said, even DMs in my Twitter, just checking. Hey, Junior, was like, you all right? Because even on Twitter, I haven't been active, but I'm adjusting to a new lifestyle, adjusting to a new career. Obviously, you guys know about my little ones, so there's a lot been going on, man. But one thing I know for sure is that I need to find the time and try to find the extra oomph, because I'm a little tired to be able to do this show with my old man and with you guys, because words cannot explain how much I miss it. So that's what I got to say, man. I know you kind of want to say something, Big Dog. So
yeah, no, that's all. Yeah, it's just I wanted everybody to understand. Ever since things are going fantastic, and Junior moved 10 minutes away from me, but he's working like 60-hour weeks, and you put that together with twins, and you can see why he's been stressed for time, and we haven't been able to do it. But It's awesome having my grandbabies 10 minutes away. I'm already an expert grandpa on spoiling them to death. Junior says that I don't know the meaning of the word no when it comes to either one of them, and that's probably true. So no, it's just been, but he has been really, really busy with the new job and the move up here to Ohio, and everything's going wonderfully. But it obviously takes up a lot of his time. So, but we did miss him, man, and just being on here with you guys and talking with you and really, man, it was weird. It was such a strong bond that we have with everybody, that not just we got to see you guys or talk to you guys on Wednesdays, but even the other videos that we did, and to see your guys' comments and all these things, it really became something that we didn't expect. And not having it in our lives, it felt like something is missing because of the impact all of you made. By the way, we got to do Cohen. That's for you, Cohen.
Oh, I didn't see Orange and Green Blood. Where is he at? I didn't see him.
His little sister's watching.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. So, but I just wanted you guys to know, man, that no matter how much you all missed us, we missed you even more. And it was the best part of our week always, and to be able to get back with you is a pleasure. And getting to talk in these like weird times and getting to talk about Canes football is with that group, that Canes fam, it's awesome. It's awesome, and we're blessed to do it, and it just feels great being back. So that's all I got.
Big dog, get that roll call going, baby.
All right, here we go.
Get that roll call going.
Yeah, I saw Orange and Green Blood and Greg Bush were on here earlier. Then Canes, Protege, 863. What do you say? Sammy, RN. Let me keep going down here. Clavon, what's up, Clavon? You Goldwire, Mr. HD, Tony Kidd, Chris, Caesar, Austin, Baytu Perry, Terrence. Oh my
good,
gosh. We got a lot of our Canes fam already back. Stacy, what do you say? What's a good word?
Hey, and I just want to say one more thing.
Go ahead.
Because I got Zoes in here. To Zoe, to other YouTubers that cover Miami Hurricanes football, I don't want anybody to think that me and the big dog forgot about you guys, or I haven't tuned into your shows and been your chats because of anything. Like, I mean, you guys know we haven't had time to do our own show. I haven't even had time to tune in to other YouTubers' show. You know what I'm saying? To show my support. And so, I mean, I've seen it blow up with YouTubers and whatnot, and everybody's doing such an amazing job, man. And so, props to everybody. Props to Yuzo. Props to everybody else, man. It's nothing personal. Nothing personal, man. I haven't even been on Twitter. Like you guys see me write something every once in a blue moon, because I'm out of the loop, man. I'm out of the loop. I get straight home from work, like Big Dog said, 60-hour weeks. I get home and it's like, it's my kids, man. It's my family. It's it's all that stuff. But like I said, I will be making time for you guys. But shout out to all of you guys, man. So
yeah, absolutely.
So you already know.
Absolutely. Curry, Ryan, Steven, D. Canes, what do you say? Millie, did I mention Millie already? I don't know if I did or not.
It's a lot of people in here, man. Hey, I'm so excited, Chaos, man.
Jared, all you guys, man. Kane Gang, I love it. Bart, Chuck.
Liberty City boy.
Taz, what do you say, Taz?
What's up, Taz?
Grayson.
Hey,
Bill
brother.
Day, what do you say, Bill? Andrew, what's a good word? Richard, Ben Pratt. Am I missing some guys? Anthony, what do you say, Anthony? Dro, what do you say? QB1, Bergie, what do you say, Bergie? Oh, Jay Blaze, what do you say, brother? How you feeling? How's everything
Blaze
going?
In the building.
Jose,
what
Chris.
up, guys? What up, Gio? Yeah, man, a lot of crazy.
What do you say, Lenoris? Liberty City boy. Jay Play, Gerson, all you guys, man. Jose, anything's possible. I like that.
Oh yeah.
Eric. Let's see. I'll probably missing some, man. All you guys, but thank you all for being with us. Thank you all for being with us. And we got some football to talk about.
Do we?
We're
Is there
I
a
think
game?
we're
Is
about
there
to
a
play
game this
some
week?
team from some town in Alabama. I think it's called Tuscaloosa. And it's what? Oh man, it's like less than 72 hours from kickoff. Yeah, it's less than 72 hours from kickoff.
Where do we start though, man? Because listen, before we even get to that game, it's like so much has gone on, like with this, recruiting class and guys that we've brought in. I guess you know what? I guess Big Dog. I guess the best thing to do is to kind of see where the chat wants to take this conversation. Like you guys are kind of like Big Dog said, we're shooting from the hip. You guys are kind of gonna dictate where you want these conversations to go. So yeah, I mean everybody's talking about the Bama game, obviously. Chaos was like one of the first ones to be like, "Hey man, yes, okay, yeah, I know you guys are all sentimental, but let's get to talking some football." He wants to know off the bat, like how we're gonna attack, Alabama on offense and on defense. I don't know, kind of if you want to get straight into it, Big Dog, or
yeah, we can. D, thank you so much, man.
D Kane's 21 with the big $20 donation. Welcome back, family. Wasn't the same without you guys. What is the common denominator to win this game?
You got it, D. You got it. That's what we're going.
Thank you so much for the dono, man.
Thank you so much. I'll go two ways. I'm going to go two ways. On offense, our big key is going to be that offensive line.
Don't shoot your load like so early, man. Though.
What's that?
Don't shoot the load so early.
Oh, you know me. I can talk about the backup punter if you want me to too. All right, but here are the two big things I see. Offense is that offensive line. We have the best and most experienced offensive line we have had probably in about 6 years, 7 years, maybe even 8.
I see you, Colin.
2013, 2014, where we had that really good offensive line with all that NFL talent. We have that now. Now they have to go out there and play like that. So I think offensively, I'm not concerned about De'Aaron King and his knee. I think he's as close to 100% as you could possibly get. Not concerned our skill positions. I think we have more competition there than we've had in a long time. I'm not concerned offensively about anything other. Can the offensive line give De'Aaron King time to let him take the top off the? Even if you miss, if you can dial up deep patterns and stretch the team vertically, stretch a defense vertically, especially a defense like Bama that likes playing on the line of scrimmage. If we can do that, if we can protect King, give him some time to take some deep shots, and run block effectively.
Thank you, Colin. I appreciate that, man.
What's that?
Go ahead.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear what you said.
No, I was talking to the chat.
Oh,
we got a gator in the chat that was talking a little bit of smack, but he said love the show. Good luck. Thank you.
Like I said, it's chop it up and it's respectful. It's cool. If we can do if that offensive line can not just hold its own, but can I'm not going to say impose its will, but I will say to be able to run block effectively, consistently. If we can do that, and then on defense, it comes down to one thing for me, and that is the pressure that we're able to get from our defensive ends in particular without blitzing. If we can collapse that pocket, and listen, we got plenty of D tackles, but if we can get those D ends because always again, the best pressure you can get against a quarterback is pressure up the middle, pressure in the quarterback's face. That's all true. But where you're going to be able to really impact the game is once you get a team, if you could stop them and get them in that second and long, third and long, can our defensive ends put pressure on the quarterback, hold contain, and do that without blitzing? If we can do those things, it's our ball game for the taking. Okay, and Brother Jay makes a good question. That's what I'm concerned about. Okay, we're looking at McLeod, who's never been a DN before. Okay, hasn't been a played linebacker for 4 years.
Hey, Greg Bush in the house, man. Shout out to you, Greg. I see you on sending me and the Big Dog messages on Facebook, man. Just always checking to see if me and him are okay and if Big Dog's health is okay, man. So
thank you.
Big shout out to you, Greg, man. I really do appreciate that. That's what I was gonna say, because that's my biggest concern. You know, we're losing. We lost, you know, Phillips, O'Shea. Obviously, we didn't have Rousseau, but last year, but still, like those dominant tight ends. Where now, what I say?
Yeah, that was a Freudian slip because you want to talk about Will Mallory. You said tight end.
Oh no! Oh, I said whatever. Yeah, defensive end, man. I mean, I like the idea of seeing Harvey on that depth chart. You know, on the other side of McLeod and whatnot, because we know Harvey and we've been hyping up Harvey and we've been talking about Harvey, and we always knew Harvey was going to be a special player. So it's exciting to see him get as many snaps as he's going to get, man. But it's going to be interesting to see McLeod, to see how McLeod does. You know what I'm saying? I think personally we're going to have to see our D tackle step up more than ever in order to, you know, get some pressure on the inside, hopefully collapse that pocket. I think that's going to be huge in this game, man. And I'm just I feel better about our corners. I feel there's a lot of things that it's going to be exciting to see with this game, man. It's going to be exciting to see how our linebackers play. The depth chart doesn't always matter. Big Dog has alluded to that a lot. What matters is snap count.
That's all I care about is how many snaps you get.
But still, when you see Amari Carter ahead of Gilbert at that striker position, you start to wonder a little bit, like, you know. So I mean, let's get the dono. Mr. Dwayne Baker with a big $20 dono. Oh snap! Tween and the Big Dog are back. Let's go. Not saying we win, but we'll surprise some people. Great to see you guys back in here. Go Kane, shock the world, baby.
Absolutely. Thank you, Dwayne.
Oh man, I liked it. I love seeing Rambo and Keyshawn on the outside talk about what me and the Big Dog have been talking about so long. Mark Pope in the slot. Obviously, you got, you know, Harley starting, but still, Pope is going to get some opportunities in the slot. I'm not concerned.
Opportunities in the slot? I don't.
100%.
I don't.
Pope?
I think if he gets snaps, he might get a handful, if that. I think it'll be Harley and Restrepo in the slot.
No. I think Pope is going to get his snaps. I just think it's going to come from the slot. So that's going to be exciting to see. What else, man? Obviously, we had the whole Avante situation happen.
What?
Avante situation. Man.
It's good to have him back, and it's good to see that.
Yeah, I'm not concerned. Pope my transfer. I'm not concerned about our offense that much. I'm not. Okay, I feel really good about the air came back there. You see him cutting. I mean, he looks like he's back to 100%.
He looks great.
Which is crazy. It's just crazy how far we've
shows you how hard he worked.
How hard he worked, yeah, and how, you know.
Madison's come a long way too, yeah. But as somebody who's rehabbed many knees,
yeah,
it doesn't happen without work. And I can tell you that young man put in the work.
Yeah.
So credit to him.
I think Keyshawn Smith is going to blow up this year. Absolutely blow it out the water, man.
D mentioned Redding. That's another one's going to blow up this year.
Yeah, but Keyshawn has been – you've been hearing it from camp, and you've been hearing it from the scrimmages. You know, It's exciting to see, man. We're starting to see the depth. You know, it's exciting to see the O line with the experience that the O line has. I think just Minnesota is the only line in the country has more experience
There's more
right
experience
now.
coming back than we do.
You know, so is that experience going to translate to
No, and I'll tell you
dominant
something.
offensive line?
I'll tell you something that I thought was impressive. The three freshmen, Romulo, Brashard, and Jacoby, the three freshmen all look great, and they didn't make the 2 deep.
Yeah.
That's saying something. When you got three freshmen that impressed the way Romulo, Jacoby, and Brashard impressed.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I think Brashard is going to get some snaps because I think he could do some of the things that Jalen does, like coming out of the backfield, those type of things. Miami Flow, I think on the show I was on, they talked about that a little bit. But the fact is that we have depth now because the 2 deep was Charleston Rambo and Keyshawn Smith getting the starts and Harley in the slot. And then the backups were Redding, D. Wiggins, and X, Restrepo.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that was the 2 deep.
Yeah.
That's saying something, man. When you got three freshmen that everybody knows how highly regarded all three of those guys were, especially, going with Romulo and Romello, I should say, I pronounce it correct, Romello and Jacoby George. And then you look at the different things that a guy like Rhett Lashley can do a lot of things with Brashard, a lot of different things, and putting him in different places on the field where you don't know exactly what's happening. Those are chess pieces that you love having. Yet those three guys blew it up, were pressing for time, and they're still probably not going to get on the field, but maybe for a handful of snaps.
Stunner boy. What's good, Stunner boy?
What do you say, Stunner? Okay. Absolutely. Absolutely stunning. And that's exactly what my point is that you look at the depth that we have now. And it used to be that we could just focus on skill positions. Now you're looking at offensive line. Okay. We went from, and I think this could put it in I think it crystallizes it. We went from DJ Scape being our offensive MVP to now fighting for a job. Think about that.
Yeah.
Think about that, because we were talking about Jared Williams starting at right tackle and Zion at left tackle, and that leaves Devon and Jalen Rivers at the guards, and then you have Corey Gaynor at center. Right. So we've gone from DJ Scaife being our offensive MVP to now fighting for a job. It looks like he's going to be the starting right tackle.
Right.
And they're going to put Jared as the backup left tackle.
Right.
But that's a perfect example also. Here's a guy with NFL aspirations who's second string on our 2 deep.
Right.
When's the last time you could say that we had a backup offensive lineman who had and legitimate NFL aspirations? We're not talking about Tommy Kennedy. All right. We're talking about legit. I'm sorry to bring back memories there. And God bless him, and I hope he's doing great. But from a guy who has legit NFL aspirations, who came back for another season, in Jared Williams, now maybe won't get on the field. I'm not saying he's not going to get any snaps. He's going to get some snaps. But he's on the 2 deep.
Right.
Now, that's saying something.
It is. Got a $10 donation from Sigmund. The one and only Big Dog and Junior is back. Good to see you guys. Speak that knowledge, Big Dog. 100%.
No, thank you, man. But those are the things that I see that I'm excited about. One other thing that I liked when I saw the 2 deep was this. Chance Williams. We actually had DeAndre Johnson, who I like. Guys, don't get it twisted, because sometimes when you say something, people hear what they want to hear, or they think they're hearing, instead of listening to what I'm saying. I'm glad we added DeAndre Johnson, big time. DeAndre, in many ways, is that Joe Jackson, is that glue guy who doesn't get beat, who
Nah, I wouldn't say.
holds the edge. I'm not saying he's as good or bad as Joe Jackson. What I'm
No, that's my
saying,
boy.
yeah, I know Joe Jackson was your boy. I'm not saying he's better or he's worse. That's not the point I'm making.
He's not as
The
good as
point I'm making is he's the guy who you know is going to set the edge because DeAndre Johnson is going to set the edge.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, he might not be the most dynamic pass rusher that you have on your squad,
Right.
but he can rush the passer.
Yeah.
Okay, but he's also not gonna make mistakes in the run game. He's gonna hold gap integrity. He's gonna be a good block shedder. He's going to do all those things that you need a solid defensive end to do.
Right.
Okay, he's not going to get you 15 sacks. He's not going to be Greg Rousseau. He's not going to be Jalen Phillips. He might not even be Quincy Roche. But what he will be is a glue, a guy who you need at that defensive end.
Mm-hmm.
But here's the thing: look at the other guys that are on that 2D. Chance Williams. What do we say about Chance? Super athlete.
Right.
Jafari Harvey. What do we say about Jafari Harvey? Super athlete.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now you can say, is it scary that McLeod, who just moved from linebacker to D end, is going to get you a ton of snaps at the end? Looking at our roster composition, the 3 D ends that got the most time last year, they're playing in the NFL.
Right.
So having that experience, and yes, it's not experience at the end because McLeod was a linebacker for all these years.
Mm-hmm.
McLeod could pass rush. I thought that when he was still a linebacker, he could pass rush.
Right.
I thought he was ill-suited to being a strong side linebacker. And we sort of found out last year, well, the Mike or the Will weren't exactly his bag either.
Right.
That's a different type of position he's going to be asked to play this year. So I would ask that people suspend judgment on McLeod until they see him in live action, because I think he's a much better pass rusher than people think he is.
Right.
Now, I'm not saying he's going to be anything like those 3 guys.
Right.
Okay? But I do think he could have the production of Harvey. I do think he could have the production of Chance Williams with the snaps that they're going to get.
I think Harvey is going to be the one that's going to pop out the most at the end.
And don't get it twisted, man. I agree with you. It's not that I'm disagreeing with you. I would have much better liked to see other defensive ends stepping up where McLeod wouldn't get those snaps. So I'm not even saying that. What I am saying is that I think we need to forget
Miami flow
of McLeod as a linebacker and think of McLeod as a holding the edge, setting the edge, rushing the passer. And those are things I think he can do. Now, I don't think he's going to do that at a superstar level, at a level that, no, D, I don't, again, okay, I'll put it to you this way, D, and this is what I want you to understand where I'm coming from. If McLeod makes that choice last year, especially let's say Rousseau would have played last year, does McLeod ever see the field?
Of course not.
Of course not. If he would have been a DN last year, he doesn't even see the field. Even last year, even without Rousseau, he probably wasn't going to see the field. What do you say, Mr. Malone? Oh, man, that's awesome.
Yeah, I heard.
I heard,
Prayers up to a speedy recovery, Mr. Malone.
Yeah, man. Hopefully, Brian, get well soon, man. And I can't wait to have you back. You were one of those guys I just loved to see in action. because you want to talk about a guy who I know for recruiting rankings came out of nowhere, kept working hard, and just like burst on the scene. And when people thought that you weren't going to play a role, especially this early in your career, and you did, you proved what perseverance and what hard work gets you. So get well soon, Brian, and I can't wait to have you back. But that's what I'm talking about, D. I'm not saying that he's gonna be special. Thank you, Liberty City Boy. What I'm saying is he is going to be the placeholder that we need him to be.
What does that even mean, man? What do you mean placeholder, big dog? When you say placeholder,
the edge on the running game. Okay, where he's not going to make a big mistake and be out of position, and all of a sudden the running back's going 40 yards.
That's not what we want to hear, though, from our defensive end.
That's what I'm saying. So that's what my biggest concern defensively is, our defensive ends.
No, I know, but I think that goes to that is what D is trying to say. I think.
But that's what I'm saying to D is I understand where he's coming from with that.
Mm-hmm.
But I do think we need a placeholder because the ones that we have more talent on at the end don't have experience.
I don't like it, Lakers all day.
Don't have experience. Yeah, Carter on the striker, that surprised me.
Gilbert.
Gilbert
did amazing, fantastic as a striker. I will bet money that Amari Carter does not see more snaps than Gilbert as striker. There is no way. Not gonna happen. Hell no. No.
I think
absolutely not.
But what you want from that position of striker, I get why people feel Amari would be better there than he was at safety. And Amari did improve in coverage. Don't forget that. If you go back to Amari from 3 years ago, he's not the same cover guy. He's a much better cover guy than he was back then. Okay. I don't think he'll be as good as the cover guy as Gilbert was.
No, so, yeah, that's why Gilbert's going to get more snaps.
I do think he's stronger against the run than Gilbert was.
No.
You wouldn't agree with that?
It's going to be interesting to see. I guess it's much different when you're coming in as a safety to make a hit, but I hope he's been working on his tackling.
The targeting?
Yeah. No, I'm not saying it playing around. I'm just saying.
No, Damien, and I get that. I do, and you're right. Carter is bigger, and they do want him close to the line of scrimmage. And I think close to the line of scrimmage, I think he's a better player than Gilbert is.
Measy, right here. But if he wasn't our best player on defense last year, he was one of our best.
No, 100%. Absolutely.
There is no way, man. I had nothing against Amari Carter. I'm not trashing Amari Carter.
I'll tell you this much. I'll put it if I can put it this way. Let's say from a scale from 1 to 10, right? If Gilbert is 1 less than Amari at the line of scrimmage, okay, Gilbert's 3 more than Amari in coverage.
Right. No, I'm saying. Listen, Gilbert.
So that's the thing.
Gilbert was supposed to come in and be our corner.
But then you have a point. Alabama can go big, and going big, you're going to want, even if you're playing a 4-2-5 with a striker, you're going to want more size.
All right. Yeah. All right. Okay.
And Amari's going to do better off of blocks than Gilbert is, just because of the size difference.
Just because of his size, yeah, 100%. I agree with that.
Okay, and I don't know what they're listed at, but if you look at Amari, you look at Gilbert, Amari looks like he has 15 pounds on him.
Yeah. He might have more than that. Yeah, good like 15, 20.
What's that?
So a good like 15 or 20.
Yeah, I mean that's what they look like. I mean, I don't know what they're listed at, but you know what they're listed at isn't what they are anyways.
Yeah, I guess that's a good point about the size, man. But I don't see it. I don't know. All Our lack of size, Mark Carter, all I want to say. Love the way Manny used them. Starting to smash Bryce Young if he runs. Yeah, how do you feel about Ness?
I think that are going to matter. Pressuring without blitzing, and then our offensive line, I'll say doing two things. Protecting against the blitz by Bama.
We got to run the football, man.
And we have to run the football.
You got to run the football. We're going to have to run the football game.
Yeah, yes, I think that's ultimately what they're going to do. I was just a little surprised that they came out with the 2 deep and they had Gilbert as the backup. I was a little surprised at that. But I also don't know, man. What is true and what is a motivation ploy. You know, what is respect to the upperclassmen. I don't know. I don't know what that is. But in terms of cover,
yeah, our linebackers aren't big, but I mean,
now we can talk about that. Now you want to talk about people are talking about McLeod being defensive end isn't a good sign. Keontra being the starting weak side linebacker isn't a good sign either.
Why not?
It's a good sign for Keontra. I like him getting on the field.
Okay. Who else would you put in his place?
But that's my point. That's my point. Is what happened with Wayman Steed is his backup, right?
Mm-hmm.
What happened with him? What happened with Avery Huff? Sam Brooks, I know he was dealing with an injury.
Right.
Okay. Keontra's a safety who was turned into a striker who's now being turned into a weak side linebacker.
Right.
And he's our starter. And not just that he's our starter, I think he's going to get 65, 70% of the snaps, which is what matters.
Yeah.
Okay. What's going on with my boy then? What's going on with Avery Huff?
I haven't heard nothing about Avery in a long time, man.
That's the thing. And with Sam Brooks, I know
I don't have the answer to that. Yeah.
That concerns me more than McLeod moving to defensive end. That a guy could just step in and go boom. And don't get me wrong, I love Keontra. Keontra has great instincts. He plays. He's a sure tackler. I love his game. That's not at all what I'm saying about Keontra.
Yeah.
But I think it's symbolic of what's going on at linebacker. Now, I'm hopeful still that I know Corey Flagg at the middle linebacker. I'm very hopeful with Corey. I'm hopeful Tyreek Austin-Cave develops. Hopefully, Avery takes another year and maybe, yes, Sam is still getting back. Sam is different because he's been injured. He's been injured, so I get that. But I'm
Lamar Thomas? That's pretty cool.
What's that?
I said Jay Blaze just said that I guess Lamar Thomas has his own YouTube show.
Oh, it's cool.
Everybody's doing YouTube, man. Captain Trips. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Captain Trips. I mean, overall, man, I feel good. I feel good going into this game. I feel that even the things that are question marks for me, I think one of them is likely to be answered in a positive way. I think the offensive line is going to do much better than we think. I'm not as hopeful, even to the inexperience that Bama has, because Bama's going to have a lot of inexperience offensively. They got a ton of experience defensively coming back, but they have a lot of inexperience offensively. But I'm still concerned, are we going to get consistent pressure without blitzing? I'm concerned about that. So, but let's see. I mean, I feel good about the offensive line. I feel good about the offensive line. And I think we're going to see the best offensive line we have seen, I'll say 7 years, maybe 8. Yeah, I'm going back to like Feliciano, and I'm going back to that group and Henderson and all those guys. Going back to that group, Flowers. I think this is the best group we've had since then.
Yeah, I would agree.
So
I would agree.
And guys, as much and you guys know how much Big Dog loves the trenches, man. Because as much as we all love the bells and whistles and the shiny new toys, man, yeah, Cam, he hit the portal. I know, it is what it is. I mean, part of that is that I do think Cam would have gotten a lot of burn. George, Mr. Roberts, he was saying that they could put Elijah as strong side defensive end. I tell you what, as much as I liked, and you know George, how much I liked Elijah at tackle. You know that was my thing for him always. I always wanted him as a 3 technique, and I just think he's so good at that. I would have, with what's going on with defensive end, I would have done that. I would have put Elijah at defensive end now, because I do think we need him there now. You know, and as much as I don't like young players getting shuttled in and out of different positions, I think it really screws them up a lot in their long-term development. I do absolutely think that Elijah is a player that I would have tried to put it in now. So because of what's going on at end.
Doing good, John. Thank you, sir.
You got it, dude?
Got what?
No, I didn't know what you were looking at, if you wanted to talk about something right now.
I don't know, man. It's gonna be tough.
No,
I'm not.
But these are the games that we want to play in. These are the games that we want to play in.
It's good, and it's better. It's better to play them game one, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, yes and no.
I mean, I don't know.
Yes and no. I do think it's a little bit better because they do have a ton of new starters.
They do.
I think they have, out of their starting 22, I think 13 of them are new.
Yeah.
So some ridiculous number like that are new. And in some important positions too. So I'm with that. I listen, man, these are the games that we want to play in. And I don't care what the line says. I'm feeling good going to this game.
The line like what, 18 and a half?
Yeah, last time I checked, it was 18 and a half, but I don't see it. I don't see it.
Primo, what's going on, man? Wholesome one in the house.
What do you say, Wholesome? To me, it's going to be those. Listen, I think it's going to be lower scoring than that. You know, I think it's going to be a 2014, maybe a little sloppy, maybe 27, 21. You know, that type of game. I don't see anybody, definitely nobody getting a 40. I don't even really see anybody maybe getting to 30. It's 19 now, he said. So it is a disrespectful spread. It really is. You know,
why is it? Okay, hold on. Wait a second. Hold on. Take off your cane shades and all that good stuff.
No,
why is it disrespectful? We're playing Bama, man.
Look at what we have coming back, and look at what they have coming back.
Oh yeah. Okay. Cool, man. Listen, that is not.
If you don't like
we're playing Bama. Okay. What have the Canes done? What have the Canes done?
If we don't like it, we can stop it.
What have the Canes done? What have the Canes done?
You're right.
What have the Canes earned?
You're right.
For it to be,
I'm not even
for it to be a closer spread than 19. Like, come on, man.
I'm not even focusing on that.
I'm not saying that we're gonna get smashed. I'm not saying that I do think we have a chance to win. Okay, especially if we see better play than possibly expected at defensive end, at linebacker. If we are surprised with the plays from the edges and from our linebackers, I think that we have a really good chance of beating Bama. Okay,
well,
but I don't think that that we're gonna go in there, we're gonna smash them. Come on, man.
Hold on.
Relax.
Yeah, but let's look at this for a second. Let's look at this. My biggest problem at weak side linebacker isn't Keontra. Is what does it say about the depth that Keontra was able to walk in and get the starting nut?
No, I know, but still.
Okay. But it's not Keontra. I'm fine with Keontra getting the job. Okay.
Yeah.
As striker, we're better than we've ever been.
Right.
If you look at Gilbert Frierson with Amari Carter together.
Right.
Okay. The Corey Flagg we're going to see this year is much better than the Corey Flagg that we got to see last year, and we were really happy with him last year.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay, so there's reasons for that. Now, I give you the defensive ends outside of DeAndre Johnson are unproven. Okay,
I think Harvey is going to have a coming out season, man.
No, I think Harvey's gonna. You know how high I was with Harvey coming out.
Yeah, I think Harvey's gonna blow it up this year. Watch.
I loved Harvey more than I loved Cam Williams coming out of high school. You remember that? Even though Cam was getting Harvey was higher ranked, but Williams had the really good 40 time when he was younger. And I know people were fixated on that. Chance Williams is like that. People are fixated on Chance, and with good reason, because I think Chance is gonna be a baller.
Colin, if Miami scores 24. And Bama scores 38. That's not a win for Miami. A win for Miami in this game against Bama is a higher score for Miami than Bama in the scoring column on Saturday. That's a win for Miami. That whole moral victory crap.
But Colin's saying that he thinks it's going to be a low-scoring game, and that 24 will win it for Miami. And I agree it's going to be a low-scoring game. And I do think if not 24, 28. So that's
what he said. That's what he said. So we're gonna hold Bama to listen. Ooh.
Absolutely.
All right.
Look at what we have coming back.
Oh yeah.
And look at what they have coming back offensively.
Sure. Loken, what's going on, brother? Hi, family. My family. I miss you guys. No words in text. My thoughts for this game, but this is a point-blank test on our depth, recruiting, and coaching. Go Canes. Much love for both. Absolutely, Logan. 100%, man. It's good to see you too.
Logan.
Yeah, we'll see, man.
No, we have to prove it, but I really don't see them scoring a lot of points on us. I absolutely don't. And I know about their history on openers and that he's never lost an opener and they've won by an average of 396.
Yeah, because we haven't talked about that matchup yet.
What's that?
We haven't talked about that matchup yet.
What matchup?
The head coaching matchup.
Well, no, but I'm saying I know all about. I think they've averaged like winning by a ton of points on their.
I'm loving the energy.
But also, a lot of times their opener hasn't been anybody of note either. So I'm not concerned. Let's see with Logan with the donut. Thank you, Logan.
Thank you, Logan. I got Bama by 3 scores. Satisfied losing by 2. Come on, I know you don't mean that. I know you're not going to be satisfied losing by 2 scores depending on how we lose. But it's a tough reality. Remember UNC before we jump on Bama.
I do. Listen, I remember UNC, but by the same token, I don't.
My big dog got his cane shades on. Big time today.
Listen, I'll admit that. I'll admit that I'm not. Am I completely? Can I look at this game? First off, I could not look at this game as unbiased, even if I tried. Seriously, I can't.
I think you can.
Dude, you can't. You can't.
I think you can.
That's like me asking you who's prettier, your wife or Beyonce, or anybody. Pick somebody. Pick Kate Upton or whoever. No, man, because your wife is your wife. That's who you love, and that's you can't even think in those terms.
Of course you can.
No,
I disagree completely.
I'll say I can't.
Okay, you think when
if I was a gambler, I would never bet a Miami game. Okay. Because I know I would never look at a Miami game without cane shades on. Now, I can give you a legitimate football opinion, but do I think that my opinion is going to be completely unbiased? No, I'd be lying. I can't do that. It's like me saying, if you tell me right now who's going to win a fight, you or Mike Tyson.
I don't mess Mike Tyson up, boy. Let me tell you.
No, but
let's make that fight. I will take a broken jaw for how much money? Sign me up, baby.
But what I'm saying is, I can't. when your heart's invested in something, for you to pretend that you're going to be completely unbiased, I can't speak for anybody else. I just speak for myself. I can't do that. I just can't. Okay, what I do know is that I have a background of experience that you might not have, which is I remember when we first burst on the scene.
Here we go.
Well, I'm just saying. When we went in, hold on. When we went in and won our first national championship,
back in my day, I'll tell you, man.
Hold on.
Back in my day, I'll tell you what, man. Miami Hurricanes.
Okay, when we won our first national championship, all right, Nebraska was called the greatest team in the history of college football. Okay, they had, out of their 5 offensive linemen, all 5 played in the NFL, and 4 of them were All-American.
Yeah.
Think about that for a second. Okay? They had the Heisman Trophy winner and Mike Rozier. They had Irving Fryer as a wideout.
I'll take less than that, Stunner. Just give me $1 million.
You taking it? Okay.
Give me 1.
So my point was when we won that, and it wasn't just that we won that game by 1 point because of the knocked away 2-point conversion. Everybody that watched that game, we beat them down. We destroyed Nebraska. Yeah, they kept coming. They came back. They needed a fumble Ruski to score. Okay, they were trying to run all kinds of misdirections, and Bernie Kosar was killing them.
Fucking murder! I'll tell you what, man.
Okay, move the clock forward.
Not used to Kurt.
84, we had a bad season. That was 83. 84, we went 8-5.
I remember. Let me tell you.
All right, never mind then.
Shane, one time for the one time. I'm tired of the scared talk. I'm not scared, man. I'm not scared. Talk, smack them elephants in the mouth. There's no moral victories. I agree, big dog. We want to stop the disrespect. Then stop it. Yeah, but you got to stop it.
What did Jimmy Johnson say?
Huh?
Jimmy Johnson said when you have to fight a gorilla, you don't tiptoe into the cage and try to speak nice to the gorilla. You kick the door of the cage in, you walk right up to the gorilla and punch him in the mouth. That's the way you do it.
Oh, 100%.
Okay, then.
And then when that gorilla just goes...
My point is he's going to have to. He's going to have to because I'm still going to believe
and he will. And he will. Trust me, he will.
All right, we'll see.
Yeah, all right, we'll see. Listen.
But you ain't gonna play. You ain't gonna beat a team like that and prove because here's the thing.
Wait. I'm not saying the players better not have.
Now, what Bama is now, Miami was greater than back then.
There it is, back then, murder.
As great as Bama is now, that used to be our program. So it's not like I'm seeing something that I'm never gonna see.
No, 100%. I'm just saying the hype is there every single year. Every single year. But because you know what this Miami team is known for, right? Like
in '83, I believe we were going to beat Nebraska, and nobody else thought and there was no basis for me to believe.
Dude, a broken clock is right twice a day.
Hold on. What are you talking about?
Just once a day, actually.
We had the greatest decade in history. 58 consecutive home wins. Okay. Before that, we never had any experience of winning.
Okay.
Before '83, we never had experience of winning.
Okay.
Okay. Yet
what is that?
The greatest team ever.
Okay, and then you see that talent. You see that talent, right? Like you see that talent on this team. You see that kind of talent on this team, right?
Do I see that kind of talent? Then '83. Yeah. Absolutely. That we did in '83.
Thank you guys for joining us. Thank you guys so much for joining us, man.
Okay,
it's been a pleasure.
Who was our linebacker hero in the '83 game? Let me go to my old Canes fans. Who was the linebacker hero back in 1983? Jack Fernandez. Have you ever heard of Jack Fernandez again in your life?
What's wrong? Stop.
He was our linebacker hero in '83, playing against the best offensive line in the history of college football. And oh my God, Chug.
Oh my goodness.
Man.
Chug. Junior and the big dog. Great to see you guys again. Junior, you did not have to leave the state in order to avoid playing me and Domino's. LOL.
Thank you, Chug, for the dono, man.
Chug, man, thank you so much,
Hey,
brother.
is that really why you moved up to Ohio, man?
Man, I didn't want to say it, man. I didn't want to admit it, but
You were scared of Chug?
Chug may be on to something here.
Chug,
Thank you, Chug, man. You didn't have to do that, man.
That's the thing. He didn't want to have to knock the table.
I didn't.
There you go. Kane, Idaho remembers. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Okay, that's a guy that I don't think he even had a cup of coffee in the NFL. But he came up big when we needed him. Glenn Dennison was our tight end. Okay, our wide receivers were legit. Our wide receivers were for real. Okay, but Glenn, and he did play. He had a couple. He played in the NFL with the Jets. So, but my point is, we didn't have the NFL talent everywhere. And then all of a sudden, we looked at him and went, oh, that's right, Tony Fitzpatrick. That's a great example. Kane, what was Tony Fitzpatrick? 260? Playing nose tackle? 260. Dude, their offensive line was so weighted out. So I think a couple of them came on the field and the needle was still stuck in their ass. That offensive line was so weighted out. It was like I saw.
It's a different ball game, man. It's a different era, man.
And Remington, Dave Remington was. These guys were huge, and we were. Man, our guys were small. Our guys, even our DN.
Hey, let me ask you a question. How many teams back in the 80s, in the era that you're talking about? How many South Florida players did the teams like Alabama and Georgia and everybody else around the country? How many players did they have from South Florida?
Dude, like the top tier players didn't want to go to Miami. Miami had no history of winning. Howard Schnellenberger started getting those guys to come to Miami.
Okay.
But the great players back then, they did go elsewhere.
They
just didn't all go to the SEC. They used to go to. Some of them went to Notre Dame. Some of them went to Florida. Some of them went to FSU. Some of them, went here and there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but a lot of top tier talent would be considered, even though the star system wasn't out back then, but they were called blue chips and stuff like that. A lot of them didn't want to come to Miami. We had no history of winning back then.
No, we haven't had a history of winning in a while.
But that's my point is it started somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
What's to say it doesn't start on Saturday?
No, 100%. 100%. It can for sure.
You were young. Do you remember Probation Miami?
It can. Listen, hold on. It can start Saturday.
Hold on. Do you remember Probation Miami?
Yes.
When we had to recruit guys and they had to run track and field.
Yes.
Okay, because of our scholarship limits.
Yes.
Okay. I remember getting beat against Florida State. You remember Ray that you played with his son? The guy was a UPS truck driver, really nice guy. That we went over his house to watch the game while you played with his son. You don't remember him? You were young. You were little back then. But Ray was an FSU guy. He had gone to FSU. And I watched that game and we got destroyed because it was during probation time.
Right.
And look, I looked at the field and I went, we don't belong in the same field with FSU. I'm going back to.
Oh, I didn't even see Dwayne Baker's donation here.
97, 96, somewhere around. Yeah, you got Dwayne Baker's?
Dwayne, thank you so much for the dono, man. $20 dono from Dwayne. He says, give me Manny's 2017 defense versus the first time starter and offense. Clicking much better than they did last year, and we can get. No, yeah, 100%. 100%.
And that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, there you go, Betu Perry. That was the final score, was 47-7. Okay. that was, I looked on that field and I remember, and I turned to Ray and I went, dude, we don't even belong on the field with that team.
I'm not saying, listen, and I
Okay,
don't want.
and hold on.
Oh
And from there to the greatest team in the history of college football was one class. Was one class. It was 3 or 4 years later.
Okay.
And that team ended up being the greatest team of all time. 38 players drafted from one team, 17 in the first round.
Yeah. Wait, it wasn't 16 or 18. Yes, man. I've heard this spiel 100 million times, man. But it's like, but let's stop bringing that up. That's it. They're like, that's gone. That's gone. That's gone.
It's not.
No.
It's not here.
No. That's gone.
It's not gone because those rings still exist.
That's gone.
Those rings, nobody gonna take them away.
No, yeah, for sure. And we could clutch to our pearls for the next 20 years. All right, talking about the good old days.
Okay, how many rings does Clemson have right now?
Big dog.
They've been dominant for a decade. How many rings do they have right now? Oh my God. Less than we do. Still. Okay, we're still in the top 5 in number of players in the NFL. So let's not get it twisted. We're not William and Mary either.
Who said we were?
Okay, that's my point.
But we're not the U either. Like, come on, like, what are we talking about here, man?
Well,
like,
we are the U because we have had a history, and that history still exists.
Big dog. Who cares about history, man?
It's not ancient history. When you still got 40 players in the NFL, it ain't ancient history, man.
Oh my God.
We just had 2 defensive ends drafted in the first round. Now.
Finally.
That's fine, but we had
finally. Them. And one of them was a transfer, by the way.
That's true. One of them was a portal member. Okay. That's fine.
Right.
And the other one was a 3-star from Hialeah Champagnat.
Okay.
Cool. What have I said always to you? A 3-star in Miami is worth a 5-star any place else in the country.
All right. Hold on. See, and this is what I was trying to say about my point. Junior, thank you so much for the donation,
sorry,
Calvin.
Did I step on Dwayne Baker's? Dwayne, thank you so much for the
donation. No, you didn't.
Calvin, thank you.
You didn't. Junior scared like all the other Canes fans. Please keep it close. New coaches, QB running back. I said might have 12 freshmen playing in the game. I'm not scared. Once again, I'm not scared, man. I'm not. Okay. Been on this hype train before.
Dude, I'm not talking the hype train. I'm not talking about us winning the
night. Are you gonna let me talk? Are you gonna let me talk?
What I'm telling you is I ain't scared of Bama. I'm not scared of nobody.
God, I'm so scared of Bama. Who the hell saying I'm scared of Bama?
Okay, then.
I'm being realistic.
Why is that realistic?
Because I'm not gonna sit here and tell everybody, oh, we're gonna go in there, we're gonna whoop Bama.
But that's just the point. That's my point. I'm 50. I'm an old man.
Let's just say. That's good. Hey, we're gonna whoop Bama. Oh, we're gonna whoop Bama. Oh, we're gonna break the brakes off of them. We're gonna break the brakes off.
When I was 20 years old, I didn't care anything. I didn't care if you wanted to bring it, we brought it. Let's go.
Yes, I know. Cool.
Okay.
All right. What does that have to do with what we're talking about, big dog? Like,
because
really?
We're not gonna tiptoe in there and think, oh, I hope we keep it.
Who's we? Are you playing? Are you playing?
No, but University of Miami's playing.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
And this U still means something.
Oh, it does. It does. I know it does. Yeah.
We're not even married.
Yeah. How about we start winning the ACC Coastal before we start thinking now that we're gonna beat Bama and that we're gonna beat Clemson.
Okay, I'm not saying that we have any right to go right now to a Bama YouTube show and start talking crap about that we're gonna beat you guys by 40 because we haven't earned that. I'm not saying you should do that anyway, regardless. Mm-hmm. Okay, but what we have earned is this. We've earned that we are a legitimate elite football program when we are at our best.
Well, yeah. When we
Something Clemson never was before Dabo Swinney.
Mm-hmm.
Never in history. They won one national championship, and that was like a down year that everybody was down.
Well, when the U is at their best, they're going based off of history of the things that we've done in the past.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But the things that we've done, we have been there. It's not like I'm talking about that we've never climbed that mountain, and I think we're going to climb it every year. No, we have been the mountain that other teams want to climb.
Okay.
Okay, that's my point. Okay, right now you would say, and I made this point to Mark Rogers one time when he wanted to talk about Miami being down. Okay, it's been 20 years since our last national championship. Did you know Ohio State went 34 years between 1968 and 2002 without a national championship?
Yeah.
And they needed a bad call at the end to get that one.
All right.
So this idea that oh well, we're not Miami, we still have to we're
Yes. This idea, yes, no, yeah. Go ahead, continue what you were saying. This idea that Miami is not. This idea is that Miami has to prove it on the field. Miami has to prove it. That's it. That's all.
Am I saying that we should talk? We can talk crap to Bama fans about us? No, we got to prove it on the field first. I get that. What I'm saying is, I'm not going to go into that game scared.
Big dog. I don't think any real Miami Hurricane fan is going to watch that game on Saturday and be scared of Bama.
Okay, then.
But you are going to have your Hurricane fans going in there thinking that we're going to rout Bama. And then you have your Hurricane fans like me that are going to sit back and are going to be like, let's go, boys. Let's see what you got. Let's see what you've been working on. Let's go, Manny. This is your defense, Manny. All right, cool. Now we got the depth. We got the offensive line. Can we hang with the big dogs? All right, let's see it for sure. I'm going to root just like I root for the Canes, just like I've always rooted for the Canes. But I'm not going to go in there and all of a sudden come up with a prediction saying that we're gonna go in there and we're going to hold Bama to 17 points. Like, we're talking about Alabama. All right?
We're also talking about an offense who's literally breaking in freshmen everywhere.
Okay, yeah. Alabama has done a pretty good job of reloading here in the last decade or so.
That's all. So what they do is what they've done in the past matters because it's recent past.
Well, their past
wasn't those players.
Right.
Even it wasn't those players.
Right. So yeah. Well, their pass was kind of like last year. Like
that's what I'm saying.
Like our good pass was like how many years ago?
Yeah, but a lot of those offensive linemen, all they did was carry the Gatorade bucket and stuff. When I mean, they didn't play a lot of them. Well, a lot of ones are playing against us on Saturday didn't play in that game.
All right.
And if they did it, there was a cup of coffee.
All right. All right.
Okay. So my point is it's always been based on what they did in the past. And yes, our past is much less recent than their past is. But at the same time, at Miami, no, we don't have to be scared of nobody.
Oh my God, here you're going with this whole scared thing, man. Like,
because the way you're talking about it is like
I'm scared.
If we beat Bama tomorrow, the people are gonna go.
If we beat Bama on Saturday, if we put Bama on Saturday, it'll go down as one of the craziest upsets.
That's crazy. See, that's what's crazy right there.
It will, but it will.
No, Appalachian State beating Michigan in the Big House was an upset.
Well, I'm talking about for the Canes.
No, it's not one of the greatest upsets.
Why are you bringing up Appalachian State and Michigan? Why are you bringing them up? I'm talking about the Canes.
Okay, when we beat Penn State, that they were number one in the country, and we had a guy that Penn State wanted as a linebacker at quarterback.
Okay.
And we were nobody. We had never been anything.
That was one of the greatest upsets in Miami Hurricanes history.
Jim Kelly beat Penn State, and they were number one in the country.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. We had no history back then. We have a history now.
Also, now it's less of a history. Now it's less of an upset because we have history.
What do they say every year if we win 4 games in a row?
Are you kidding me?
National media say every year.
So hold on, wait a second. Let me see if I get this straight. So it's less of an upset. It's less of an upset because of what we did in the 80s.
No, in the 2000s.
Okay, it's less of an upset because of what we did 20 years ago.
Okay, absolutely.
That makes no sense, big dog.
Because we've already been a blue blood in college football.
Who?
Back then, we had never been a blue blood.
Big dog.
If a school has never had any, dude, that's like you telling me that us beating Bama is the same thing as Appalachian State beating Michigan. Because
no, that's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that this game against Bama,
if we beat Bama, it's an upset, and the first thing the national media is going to do is, well, Bama's starting a lot of young players. That doesn't mean the U is back just yet. That's what they're going to do.
The media is always okay. When we have Malik Rozier, whatever you want to call him, the media was saying that the U was back. Okay,
exactly. That's what I'm saying.
And then we got whacked by Clemson. We got whacked by Wisconsin. Okay, and we lost against Pitt. Yeah. So when the media was saying that the U is back, so the media is not going to hold back on saying the U is back, because the media and college football in general, the U being back is good for college football. It's good for the media. So the U being on top, in the conversations of being a national champion is good for college football, because there's Miami Hurricanes fans everywhere. All right, there's Miami Hurricanes fans from coast to coast, north, south, east, and west. Okay, so the Miami Hurricanes being back on the map is good. Now, my only point is that there's been so many times and so many expectations for the University of Miami going into a season. All right, this is not Florida that we're playing. It's not. This is Bama.
Right.
Okay, this is Nick Saban, who is the best college football coach in the history of college football.
Right.
Okay, so
he was also one of the worst NFL coaches in the history of NFL football.
Okay, I didn't know we were talking about the NFL. I'm talking about college football.
What I'm saying is, you act like if something is now, it's because it's always been. And 15 years ago, no Miami Dolphin fan wanted Nick Saban to continue as our coach. And he had already won a national championship at LSU.
Man, screw Bama, 100%. I'm not making it seem. Oh my God. Oh man, you guys are making me out to be like, if I'm.
No, dude, I'm not making you out to be no way. I'm telling you that I understand what you're saying. Okay, show me. Act like you're from Missouri and say, show me. I get all that. But this idea that us beating Bama would rock the football world.
Yeah, well, 100%. 100%.
For a week, 10 years from now, nobody's going to remember that. I'm still talking about Appalachian State beating Michigan.
All right. I'm not saying I'm not saying it's one of the biggest upsets in college football history.
And why isn't it?
Because we're not overmatched to that extent.
Oh, because why? Because we are who?
Because
the Miami Hurricanes.
Because we have one of the most experienced offensive lines. Because we have De'Aaron King. Because we have a lot of high-rated recruits. Not because of this. No, because we got De'Aaron King, and we got the most experienced offensive line behind Minnesota, and we got Cameron Harris, and we got talent on both sides of the ball.
Okay,
that's the reason why. We got Bubba Bolden, who's probably going to be a first rounder next year. We got Zion Nelson, who's probably going to be a first rounder next year. Because we have talent that is not unmatched like an FAU and Alabama. That's the reason why. Not because we're the University of Miami. It's because the talent is there.
Okay, hold on. Okay, let's say we grab a fan, the casual football fan who doesn't have an allegiance to either of the team I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
We go to Idaho and we pick up a football fan, and we say to that football fan, "Hey, what school did Joey Galloway go to? What university did Joey Galloway go to? Do you know?"
Ohio State.
Ohio State. Mm-hmm. A lot of fans don't even know Joey Galloway went to Ohio State.
Okay.
If we ask him, where did Michael Irvin go to school? Bet you they know. If we ask him, where did Ray Lewis go to school? I bet you they know. If you ask Ed Reed, they know. If you ask Clinton Portis, they know.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Ohio State's a blue blood. Why wouldn't a lot of people know Joey Galloway went to Ohio State, but they would know Michael Irvin went to Miami? And Michael Irvin's even older, so that's even further removed from the fans today. Why would they know?
Name is also Michael Irvin.
No. Well, we got a lot of those. We got a lot of those. We got, because Ed Reed was Ed Reed. Sean Taylor was Sean Taylor. Ray Lewis was Ray Lewis. Jim Kelly was Jim Kelly.
Okay.
And keep going. Cortez Kennedy was Cortez Kennedy. Warren Sapp was Warren Sapp.
Okay.
Okay. Those are, if I said right now, anybody who's a football fan or a football coach of defensive football, who is the best three technique in NFL history? Maybe you would say Aaron Donald now. So okay, I'll give you Donald, but it's still a question. But I can tell you who changed the way three technique tackle was played. Warren Sapp.
No, you didn't check. It's only online.
There you go. Thank you, John. Exactly. And you ask to any defensive coordinator, you say three technique. Three technique defensive tackle. Who do you put in the tape?
I checked.
Put in the tape. Joe Galley went to UCF. And I'm not man. I'm not knocking. You think Junior's converting? He says he thinks Junior's converting the Buckeyes on the down low. No, he's still a Canes fan. But the thing is there is a undercurrent sometimes of the younger Canes base, and I'm not making this about an old head against younger guys. That's how we're all Canes fans. But, and I get it, man, because you guys didn't live through those things. But I lived through those things, and I remember what it was like being in the Orange Bowl in the 70s when we got beat by Florida A&M 16-13. And this is not a knock on any Rattlers, but obviously we're talking about different levels of college football. And I remember going into that Orange Bowl game that I thought we had a good chance to win, and people thought I was crazy. Are you crazy? I think the line for Nebraska back then, if I'm not mistaken, was like 4 touchdowns. If I'm not mistaken, that was like 4 touchdowns for the line back then against Nebraska. And they were saying Nebraska had averaged, this is going back to 1983, guys. Nebraska averaged over 50 points a game. Right? So, and their defense was back out too. And I think they averaged 50. They up like, I want to say 8 or 10 or 12 points a game. So that gives you an idea of what type of a team Nebraska was holding out there. 4 of their 5 offensive linemen were All-American. And not only did we win, we outplayed them the entire game. Yeah, you're right, Captain Drips. Nebraska's now pathetic. But I remember when they were one of the great national programs. So my point is I'm not going in there saying, hey, look at all our rings and we got this youth and we're going to beat everybody. What I am saying is I'm not. If we go in there and we win, I expect to do those things. I'm disappointed when we don't.
You asked me one?
But I'm not surprised when we do. There you go.
No, I didn't.
58. It was 58 Liberty City Boys, straight home games. 10 years we did not lose one game in 10 years at home. Think about that. That's crazy, man. And we were playing, even though we were an independent back then, we were playing like 6 games a year against ranked teams. Every year. The teams ended up canceling us. Florida canceled on us. Oklahoma did. Nebraska did. We wanted to play all these teams. We played everybody, and we won every home game for 10 years straight. Nobody can say that. The one that got closest to us was Florida State when they did 54. Who broke it? We did.
Oh, my bad, boys. My mic was on. No, we're gonna wax Bama.
Yeah, that's what I said. I said we're going to beat them by 40.
We might as well.
No, I didn't say that.
I want to see it, man. That's just where I'm at. I want to see it.
But dude,
You know.
but my point is to you is I don't like our younger fans to act like if we've never been that. We have been that. We have been the program.
I don't think fans act like we've never been that. I just think they're sick of hearing about the glory days and they want to see it now.
I get it, dude. But hey, listen, you can't have glory days every year.
Yeah, but you should be able to have them at least like once every like
What
20
was
years.
Nick Saban's record his first year at Bama? If I'm not mistaken, I think it was, I want to say 5-6. And they missed.
Well,
they didn't go
one
to any
thing that does make me feel good compared to the other regimes, if you will, is I feel like we have the right coaches in place. Positional coaches, recruiters.
I love our positional coaches. I
Yeah.
love our positional coach. Manny still has to show me that he's the head guy.
Oh,
I love T-Rob. I love Aristide. I love DeMarcus Van Dyke being on the field and not just being in the administration.
right.
I love all of that. Every
Yeah.
part of that I like. Even if some of them are sort of stepping on each other a little bit in terms of, because really you want DeMarcus Van Dyke to coach cornerbacks, and that's sort of T-Rob's main thing. And Aristide really hasn't been in that position before. So it's a little mismatch, but those are guys that I want in our program.
Mhm.
I love Brett Lashley. I love offensive line coach. All these things I love.
Elgin. So what are you gonna do, or what are you gonna say if that doesn't happen?
What am I going to say if it doesn't happen? Is what you're asking?
Well, Elgin says your son is cut from a different cloth. Old school Miami Canes fans don't talk like that. We're going to open a new one on Bama. What is he going to say if that doesn't happen?
Okay, if it doesn't happen, I believe we're going to do that the second game.
Okay. All right. What is saying? I don't like talking smack just to talk it if I don't believe
And
it.
again, I'm not, dude. Okay, explain to me what you think that I said that's talking smack. You think us saying we're going to beat Bama is talking smack?
No.
Okay, then. So me saying we're going to beat Bama by 50 points would be talking smack.
No. Yeah. But I've
Okay,
seen.
but me saying that I think we're going to beat Bama is not unearned smack. If you consider that smack, it's earned smack. Now, has that team earned it? Has Miami earned it recently? No.
No.
But recently wasn't just 5 minutes ago to me. To me, recently isn't the same as it is for you. To me, 2001 is still recently. I was 36 in 2001.
Damn. See, me being 11.
I wasn't 10.
Yeah,
10 was when I was sitting in an empty Orange Bowl going, oh man, I hope we can beat East Carolina.
Yeah, I'm gonna see if to me 11 years old, when I was 11 years old.
When I was 11 years old was 1976.
That wasn't recent to me though. That's what I'm trying to say.
You were 11 years old when we won a national championship.
I know, that's what I'm saying. That wasn't recent to me.
You were 12 when we really sort of won the sixth one.
Well, yeah, we should have.
Okay, you saw who's the greatest returner in history. In history, who's the greatest returner?
Hester.
Who?
Hester.
Devin Hester.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, who's the greatest safety?
Ed Reed.
Is there a discussion about that?
Nope.
Not by anybody that knows. Who's at the very least one of the greatest middle linebackers of all time? Ray Lewis. Okay? People that watch this, you were still too young. People that watch this will tell you Dan Morgan would have been that if he had not had the concussions.
The Rock.
Sean Taylor, there you go. People still talk about Sean Taylor to this day. And he's been, unfortunately, young man's been dead It's been what, almost 15 years? There you go. People remember Dan Morgan. Do you remember Dan Morgan? I think it was when Ernest Graham was the running back for Florida that he ran down. Greatest play I've ever seen a middle linebacker make. Got caught in the wash on the line. And by the way, Ernest Graham wasn't no joke. He played in the NFL. Yeah, I agree, Liberty City boy. I agree. Dan Morgan would have been one of the greatest middle linebackers of all time. Well, he still holds our tackle record. No, John, I was mentioning Dan Morgan because a lot of people don't remember him because of the injuries, the concussions that he had in the NFL. But he was already a Pro Bowl player in the NFL level, and he would have been. Dan Morgan, I can still say to this day, the greatest play I've ever seen a middle linebacker make was when Dan Morgan ran down the Florida running back. I believe it was Ernest Graham. Hey, those of you at my age, remind me, am I right on the running back? Because I believe it was Ernest Graham that then played with the Buccaneers. If you guys never saw that play, please see that play. Dan Morgan got caught in the wash at the line, and Graham got around the end, and Dan Morgan ran hit. It was Ernest Graham. Thank you, Captain Trips. Oh, there you. I knew you would remember. And you remember that play, Captain Trips? Dan Morgan literally came out of nowhere and ran him down on the sideline. Greatest play I've ever seen a middle linebacker make. So my point is, we have a history that yes, you're right. We shouldn't live in those days. I get it. It's show me now. It's what have you done for me lately? I get all that. But the fact is, at least we're going in there in a way that I wasn't going in there in 83. Because in 83, I had nothing to look back on. I had no history of great success.
Right.
Okay? And we beat the team that people were saying was the greatest college football team of all time for our first national championship. So us going into there now, I'm not. Bring on Bama, man.
B. Canes, 21. Which upperclassman on defense will need to be the X factor on Saturday? Thank you so much for the dono, D.
Thank you, man. Thank you. Hey, Ernest.
I see you. I see yours, DeMonte, as well, man. We'll get to it right now.
Thank you. Yeah, I think I might have missed some. So
yeah, because you're going on your rant. You're over here thinking I'm scared of Bama. Thinking I'm scared of Bama. I haven't
done one of those rants, man, in 8 months. Come on.
Yeah, it's been a while. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Which upperclassman do you think on defense, big dog, will be the X factor on Saturday?
X factor on defense?
Upperclassman on the defense will need to be the X factor on Saturday.
Good question. Man. Can I give you two?
No, just one.
Just one? I'm trying to come up with one of our defensive ends. Jafari Harvey. I think Jafari Harvey has to come up big for us. I think he can. Oh, absolutely. Remember Rusty Medeiros, man? Man, Jesus. Still to this day, Modi, that was the best pass rusher I ever saw in college football. That dude was unblockable. You've heard me talk about Rusty Medeiros a bunch.
I have.
Yeah. That he was something.
DeMonte, thank you for the $5 for the dono, man. It's good to see you. He says, "What's up?"
Go ahead, man. I'm sorry.
What are y'all season's predictions for DeMonte? Well, I know for sure we're gonna break the brace off of Bama. Start the year off right. I'll be honest, man. I think we're gonna be in Charlotte. I think we're gonna be playing Clemson for the ACC championship. So those are my honest predictions. I just think that there are a lot of question marks for me with this team coming into Saturday. A lot of it, we opened up talking about it. Our linebackers, our defensive ends. So we'll see how that shapes out. But I do think that, I think we have a shot to beat Bama. I do. I really, really do.
Hey, dude, you see who's in our chat? The one that said Vols for life? That's Bam Bam. You remember Bam Bam used to work with me years ago? Josh Lawson.
Bam Bam.
You remember big dude. Well, obviously, if he's
If his
named
name's
Bam
Bam
Bam,
Bam, he would be a big dude.
What's a good word, Josh? I'm glad
What's
to
up,
see him.
Josh?
Yeah, he's a big Tennessee Vols fan.
Yeah, cool.
And I remember that George Teague game. That's the way I remember that game. Was George Teague running them down from behind. Man, that one still hurts. That was a '92 championship game. But no, dude, I think it's going to come down to offensively what we're able to accomplish with our offensive line. Our offensive line has to win that matchup, or at the very least not lose it. And then can we pressure with our ends? Because I feel good with in between Nesta, Jared Harrison Hunt. I feel even Jordan Miller, I feel we can get pressure with the tackles. And that's the best type of pressure you can give a quarterback. But the defensive ends have to hold contain, and they have to be able to start breaking down the pocket. If we could pressure their young quarterback without blitzing, without leaving ourselves exposed, I feel good that we're going to hold them to less than 20. And then our offensive line can, and I'm saying less than 20 or around 20. And then our offensive line has to be able to open up lanes in the run game, and they have to be able, Derek King has to be able to take a couple of vertical shots, even if he doesn't hit them, but take them, so they have to defend us vertically. And that's it. Giovanni says a 4D D-line package. You guys remember we were doing just the opposite 2 years ago. We wanted a NASCAR package with all our defensive ends out there on passing downs. We might do the opposite now, have 4 defensive tackles. Yeah. That's good.
I don't see us. I don't see us holding Bama to 20. I think in order for us to beat them, it's gonna have to be like a 34-31 kind of game.
Or you think it'll be more scoring?
Oh yeah, I think I just don't.
What concerns you most are or is it our linebacker play or our defensive ends?
Our linebackers, and our defensive ends.
But you think
equally the same?
A running issue, or you think they'll be able to pass on us?
I think they're going to be able to run the ball at will.
Because of our linebacker play.
Because of our linebacker play, and that's the only thing that's the only thing that scares me, man. I'll be honest with you guys. That's just going to open it up for them.
No, listen, in Bama, one of the things Nick Saban's been known to do is if he feels he can play bully ball and run the ball down your throat, he does.
Yeah.
He does, yeah. So I get that, dude. Listen, that part scares me. Be honest with you, the linebacker aspect does scare me because.
Thank you, Miss K. Good to see you too.
I expected to see more from our linebackers than we have seen thus far in terms of those guys.
You know what? Hey, Liberty City boy, maybe I am, man. Maybe I am. Like truthfully speaking, maybe I am. You know what I'm saying?
I think you and I are different in terms of. I think I'm more of an optimist than you are.
Oh yeah.
So listen. I get people being cautious. I get that. I do.
What's going on, BK?
Times that we thought we were back already, and then we ended up proving that we weren't. So right. I do get that. But what I would like the younger fans to get is we're not going anywhere that we haven't not just been to, that we have slept there. It wasn't that we got to the mountaintop.
Who's we?
Slept at the mountaintop for over a decade.
Who's we?
Miami.
Okay. What does that have to do with the players that have on the helmet and the jersey?
Again, dude, we're recruiting from the same base. It's not like all of a sudden we're recruiting players from Guam. We're still recruiting players from South Florida.
Yeah, but that's funny because most of the players that we've had on the team the past few years have actually been most of our players the best players on our team have actually not been from South Florida.
That's not true.
No?
We've had a lot of imports.
Who's the best player on defense right now?
Well, hold on. Who was our best player on defense?
Wait a second. Hold on, no.
Decade.
Oh my God, dude! I'm not going that far back. Who's our
Greg
best?
Rousseau. I'm talking about Greg Rousseau. Greg Rousseau was a 3-star from Champaignac Catholic.
Had one good year. Okay, cool. Who's our best player?
Hold it. He had one good year.
Yeah.
He had 15 sacks as a redshirt freshman.
Yeah. How many years?
That's not just one good year.
How many years they do it in?
Dude, yes, he did.
Okay.
He
all right. So who's our best player on defense right now?
Our best player on defense right now?
Mm-hmm.
You're going to say Bubba Bolden.
100%.
What's that? Is that what you're going to say?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, there's no argument there.
Okay, that's fine. I'll go along with
Where's he from?
Yeah, he's from Vegas.
Okay, who's the best player on offense?
You're going to say Derek King. Is that what you're
going to say? Is there an argument there?
Hold on. Where are our 3 running backs from?
Is there an argument?
Where are our 3 running backs from?
Is there an argument as in who is our best?
Where are 3 running backs from? Who are 3 NFL caliber running backs, God willing, if they don't get hurt?
Okay.
Where are they from?
They're from South Florida.
They're from Dayton, Broward, alone.
I know. Okay.
Okay, then.
I'm just saying, when you say we, like, it's just.
And you don't think we had those type of players back then?
Oh my God, dude! It's just like you're like here, and you're like here, you're like here.
Like all we had was homegrown back then.
Bro, you're saying we, as in like you're lining up and playing Bama on Saturday. You're not.
I know I'm not.
How many years have we had that these kids? They really don't know.
Eligibility left though. So if they want one play,
listen, man. Listen.
One play. All I do is I'll go to the sideline and just hit Nick Saban.
Listen. I'm just saying. You're saying we, okay? These kids are lining it up against Bama. A lot of them, they've never been on this kind of stage before. They just haven't. So to say that, oh, we've been there, we've done that, no, but we haven't. The players that are actually going to play in between the lines.
That's when you make me go back to the past.
Who gives a shit
because in 1983,
about the past?
We had never been on any stage.
Bringing up the past, bro. Like, okay, keep on bringing up the past.
Because, dude, you're acting like if us never have that we have been there.
Who's we? Who is we?
We, the same people that made not 1, not 2, 3 30 for 30s on ESPN.
Who's we?
I'm asking you, who is we?
The players that are playing on Saturday? Them?
Dude, those players are representing a university that was.
Are those players just played for a national championship last year? Those players that were just in the college football playoff last year?
Players didn't play last year.
Wait a second. Those players that were just in the ACC championship last year? You're talking about those players?
But I'm asking you, did Bama, all those players that are playing on Saturday, did they play in the national championship game?
A lot of them have, buddy.
And a lot of them haven't.
And none of ours have.
But they still have the red helmet, right? So they're Bama players.
And none of ours have.
That's fine, but they still have
there's a big difference. But there's a big difference.
What's the big difference?
The big difference is Bama has a lot of players, and Bama has a coach who's won how many championships?
Yeah, but you know something that's interesting?
How many does Manny have?
Hold on. You know something that's interesting? Great coaches, generational coaches.
It's a Stella.
Made Alabama.
It's different.
Bear Bryant and Nick Saban.
Okay.
I think outside of those two, Bama won one national championship. If I'm not mistaken, I believe it was Gene Stallings when they beat us in '92. I believe Gene Stallings was the coach back then. I'm going by memory. Okay, but so outside of Bear and Nick Saban, they won one national championship. We made coaches. Howard Schnellenberger, St. Howard, rest in peace. Jimmy Johnson wasn't even known. When we hired Jimmy Johnson, I think the headline in Miami Herald was Jimmy who? When we hired Jimmy Johnson. Think anybody's saying Jimmy who now?
No.
Okay, Dennis Erickson won national championships, 2 of them. We even won a national championship with a substitute teacher as our coach in Larry Coker. So this idea, again, we go back to, yes, Nick Saban will go down in history as the greatest college coach in history.
Mm-hmm.
What he accomplished is amazing. Not taking anything away from him. Okay, I consider myself a knowledgeable, not just fan, but a knowledgeable person when it comes to football.
Mm-hmm.
So I respect what he accomplished.
Right.
I respect what Bama has done. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
but
just so we're clear, okay, all those freshmen that you're talking about, you realize those the majority of those young freshmen that you're talking about on Alabama are like backups. Okay, I just want to point that out there. Like, I'm not sure.
What do you mean that they're like backups?
That a lot of the starters, we're not talking about like true freshmen here.
They have a bunch that are freshmen.
Backups.
No, they have a bunch of freshmen that are true freshmen. They're going to play.
Not as much as you think, buddy.
They have a lot of redshirt freshmen too. I get that, and actually, I don't know how you even consider that because of it doesn't count. Last year doesn't count anyways for eligibility.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but they got a lot of freshmen there, and they're too deep.
No, yeah, and they're too deep, but a lot of their starters are.
Dude, and how many snaps do you think those starters are going to play?
I'm just saying.
Maybe the offensive line pays 90%, but in other places you got to substitute.
Okay. All right.
So
I'm just saying we're acting like if Alabama is throwing out there a bunch of inexperienced young talent and they're not. So because I started
they're throwing out there a bunch of inexperienced young talent.
Okay.
And I'm not saying we got some too. But we're returning more than anybody else.
The majority of their starters are juniors.
You talking about defense or offense?
I'm talking about on both sides of the ball.
No. On defense, the majority of their starters are juniors.
All right.
I think they even got some seniors. But on offense, a lot of their starters are underclassmen.
I'm looking at their depth chart right now.
Okay. You have it pulled up?
Yeah, I got it pulled up.
Give me the starters at wide receiver.
John Michie, Jr.
Class?
Junior.
Okay.
Jameson Williams, true junior.
Okay.
Slade Bolden.
Well, you're picking out just the juniors. How many freshmen they have?
No, wait a second. I'm talking to you about their. I'm talking about their ones right now.
No,
okay.
Just tell me on their two deep. How many freshmen do you see there?
1, 2, 3, 4. On offense, I see 4 on their two deep. On just defense, 4? Just 4.
I counted more.
All Unless I see is
they released.
Okay. No, they got about 5 maybe
on their offense.
Yeah.
Okay, 5 total.
Yeah, and that's their two deep. I'm not talking about the starters.
Okay.
Okay, and when it comes to their defense,
how many starts does their quarterback have?
Yeah, just take it. Yeah, okay. Yeah,
how many starts does he have?
Touche. But this, because I started seeing it on Twitter. Oh, they got a bunch of. They don't got as many freshmen as you think starting.
No, dude, I'm not. I think they have 9 starters returning from their defense. But I don't know if that's legit 9 because they also had some injuries last year that they had people plugged in
right
there that they got some starts then. So
it's not as many as you think.
Regardless, dude, it's not even about that. It's about what I'm saying is a lot of the players that accomplished a national championship last year, they're not there anymore either.
Yeah, they're not. Those guys, the guys that we're playing against now, they're the guys that have been practicing with them, that were practicing with them last year.
That's fine. Dude, again, I go back to the same thing. That it's not about that. But you're saying is that those players Now, because they were practicing against those are as great as the Bama team automatically?
No, of course not.
Okay, then. So they get
But
something to prove too.
okay, but the argument now all of a sudden is switching from it doesn't matter because it's not the same players to, or it doesn't matter they got a bunch of young guys too.
Wait, hold on. What was my argument being strictly about Bama? Or was my argument is that we have more experience returning than they do? That's true.
Yeah, that is true.
Okay, then. We have something like 90-something% of our offensive production is back.
All right.
Or is that not true?
No, yeah.
Okay, that's my point.
Oye, Santiclón no viene para mi casa. Yeah, new coaches, but some pretty good coaches, if you ask me. Some NFL talent on the coaching staff.
On who?
I don't know.
On Bama, yes. They reload their coaching staff every year very well.
They do.
Okay.
They
but
do.
they are new.
Huh?
A lot of them are new.
No, for sure. Not for
and
sure.
they still won. So,
yeah.
And I like our additions to our coaching staff.
Yeah, I know.
All right.
Hey.
So actually, we're almost on 2 hours.
Yeah.
You're going to, are we going to do a prediction?
Yeah, 100%. We have to do a prediction. I got the Canes winning.
Dude, if you were, you're 10 minutes away. I might drive over there just to throw something at you now.
Listen, man. Part of my job is being a devil's advocate. I stand by a lot of what I said. Okay. It's gonna be a tough test for us. You know what I'm saying? I think it's gonna be a tough test. I think the Canes do have a shot to win.
I like you, Big Perry. I like
damn. I don't see that, Betu Perry, but I see a close game nonetheless. And as long as we keep it close, I think we're gonna have a shot. Now, do I have us winning the game? This is the. I guess I agree with you when it comes to the whole bias thing. I'm gonna pick us to win the game, man. I'm gonna pick us to win the game. 34.
I don't think that has to be higher scoring.
34-28.
What is it?
34-28. 34-31. Something like that.
Going to be sloppy. I think it's going to be sloppy. And I'm looking at a.
See, my head wants to tell me something like that, Meezy, like Bama 45, Miami 28. That's something that, you know.
Yeah, I don't. Even though they have a lot of experience in terms of blowouts on their opening game, and you know Nick Saban's always going to have them ready. I'm feeling.
You're feeling lucky, Punk?
I'm going to go 23-20. Borregales hits a field goal to win the game at the end.
Do you think we're going to hold Bama to 20 points?
I think so. I like our secondary. Our secondary is legit.
That's cool. They don't have to.
Long time.
All right. Yeah. All right.
Is legit. I mean, our secondary right now has been stronger than it's been. As much as I love Redwine and I love Jaquan Johnson, and you have Michael Jackson at the corner, but our secondary, to me, is much stronger and much deeper than it's been in a long time. And I think we're going to get a couple of picks on a young quarterback. I think you're going to have some things that happen early in the season where guys missing patterns, not being in the spot where they believe, and you're going to have some picks.
I don't think so, JD. I think Borregales has ice in his veins. I like that. That brother duo there. Who would have thought LSU would have? Thank you so much for the dono, Sammy. Who would have thought LSU would have did what they did in 2019 before the season with a new coach? Be Saban at home, so why not us? New season, new players. That's a good point. Good point.
And that's a perfect example. Guys, let me ask you a question. Be honest. And you guys know that I do breakdowns and I'll put my football knowledge against anybody's X's and O's, history, whatever. How many of you guys thought that Joe Burrow would end up being the number one, not only the number one pick in the draft, he had arguably the greatest season in college football history.
Mm-hmm.
That same dude completed 58% of his passes for the season the year before. Okay? You guys remember against us, even though LSU beat the brakes off of us that year, okay, he was like 11 for 24 or 11 for 25 against us.
Yeah.
So each year is a new season unto itself.
True.
Okay, but I'll say things like Tyreek Stevenson coming to the team, and everybody thought, "Oh, that's our starting corner," and I know he's going to play a ton of snaps. Okay, but who's listed as the starting corners? Corey and DJ Ivy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's saying something. I think Tyreek Stevenson and other Canes teams in the past would have walked into a starting job hands down. Now, not so much.
Listen, I know. I feel like I know what our guys are capable of. All right. Question is, are they going to show up? And the question is, are they going to live up to the expectations that I have for them? All right.
Okay.
And that comes to talent. That comes to pressure.
What year do you think that we're going to have? Yeah, you're absolutely right. A63.
I think it's going to be.
And I'll be honest with you. I saw Burrow, and I broke him down, but we didn't do a preview show. But I wasn't that impressed with Burrow at all. And then I saw him the following year and went, that's not the same dude. Did they give that jersey to somebody else?
Yeah.
Seriously, dude.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we got a couple of Bama fans on here.
So I see us in Charlotte, and then we'll kind of see. I want to go.
How
from
many
there.
losses are you seeing for the season?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
I think the two key games for us are Bama and then at North Carolina.
Yeah, obviously, North Carolina game is big.
And then we just can't let nobody else sneak up on it.
Right. We'll see, man. We'll see. Yeah, I mean, I think that pretty much wraps it up, man.
So, okay, on a scale of 1 to 10, give me how optimistic you are for this season. Thank you, Electric Grid. Thank you.
On a scale of 1 to 10.
And listen,
man.
and to the Bama fans, I'm glad you guys are here to chop it up with us. Please think about hitting the like button and subscribe. As long as you guys keep it respectful and chop it up and stuff like that's fine.
Yeah,
that's fine. So,
how confident am I in the year?
Yeah,
I'm very confident. Because win or lose this Bama game, I just think our guys are gonna take a lot from it.
Okay,
you know what I'm saying? I just think they're gonna take a lot from it. De'Ara King, man, and just the coaching staff we have in place. We have a lot of experience, so I think that's gonna help us. I feel a little bit of a different vibe now. My expectations towards the tail end of the season are not where they are now.
Okay.
Which is why I have my reservations about about this Bama game and how well we're going to perform and how much we're going to be up to the challenge because of the issues I addressed. Now, I think with more snaps, I think as the season goes on, we're going to see a lot more guys come to the forefront because of the depth that we have. And if practice brings out the best, especially when you have experience and you have depth on it, I just think that we're going to see it kind of a snowball effect. Okay, we're not going to see. I don't think we're going to see the collapse that we saw after the Florida game. Okay, like when we had that first game against Florida and then we lost to North Carolina. Like I don't think we're going to see that. So win or lose, I think we're going to take a lot away from the game, like point period blank. Now, I think we have a shot to win if our coaching on the defense side of the football is going to be what we think it's going to be. That's number one. Because we have this expectation of what we think our defense is going to look like and how our defense is going to be called because of Manny Diaz. If that holds true, I'll feel a lot better. Our defensive ends, how they're going to play. Are they going to be able to put pressure? Are our linebackers going to be able to step up and stop the run? How Amari Carter is going to look at striker? How our offensive line is going to play? Okay, if we're going to be able to run the football against Bama, there's a lot of things that I think we're going to get better at as the season goes on. Are we there day one? If this team plays to where I think it'll be towards the end of the season and why I'm picking them to go to Charlotte, I think we'll beat Alabama. My confidence wanes a little bit in the fact that I don't think we're there yet. Good. And I think people are underestimating or looking too much into the talent that Bama lost. And they don't have as much inexperience as people think. And I just think Nick Saban.
No, that's fair. That's fair. I think the inexperience angle, you're right, has been played up a little bit more.
Has been played up a lot more. So
yeah, I agree.
But like I said, my reservations and why we got in the whole back and forth is because I know what the potential is, and me and the big dog follow recruiting very closely. We look at tape very closely. We know what a lot of players are capable of.
Right.
We know what a Manny Diaz defense looks like because we've seen it before. Are we going to see those things? Because we didn't see them last year.
Correct.
So I have reservations, and that's it. Now I'm going to go hyped up against this Bama game, just like if I was hyped up if we were playing, whoever it is. Like I was hyped up against Florida. I have very, very high expectations for this team. I see them going to get to Charlotte, and I think that the Miami Hurricanes team that we're going to see is going to have a chance to compete against Clemson, and it's going to ultimately be in a position where it could possibly compete for one of the Final Four. So that being said, let me see it on the football field.
Okay.
That's where I'm at.
I will tell you one thing, and this goes to a little bit of a bigger picture. A lot of times, great assistants don't necessarily make great head coaches. And one of the things that you need to do to be a great head coach is to have a picture of what your team looks like now, what your team's going to look like at the end of the season, and what your team's going to look like going forward. Head coaches get a lot of money. They're the highest paid person at the university. Okay? Part of what comes along with that is a vision. If you ask me from a 1 to 10 how positive I am or optimistic I am, I will tell you it's an 8, and this is in between 7 and 8, and I'll tell you why. The one thing that worries me about our production for this season is, and we seem to continue doing this going forward, and Manny has to fix this from an overall picture. Ideally, when we were at our best, that we were either winning championships or competing for the championship every single year, it was you have a first unit on all of your units that are all coming of age around the same time. And then you have a second team full of talented underclassmen who are getting to the point that when the other guys graduate and go on to the NFL, the other guys are ready to go. And you continually do that. One of the reasons why we haven't been to the mountaintop is the recruiting has been inconsistent from unit to unit on a yearly basis. So right now, we're going into this year. We have our quarterback. We got two good young backups that I think are both can play at the top level of college football. We have good receivers. We have an offensive line that is coming of age that will have second team guys that are going to be ready in the future, right? We got talent at tight end with younger talent on the way with Arroyo, with the other guys. Here's our problem. We're set at defensive tackle. We're our defensive end, right? Not really any proven guys.
Right.
Where are our linebackers? Not really any proven guys, at least on the top level. We have the secondary, right? We have the great secondary. That's the problem. And that problem rests on one person and one person alone. And that is Manny. Because for you to have the program that he wants to have, okay, you have to build up your program to the point that on each unit you have guys that are at or near the top of their ability, and then younger guys that will get some experience in blowout games, in practice, in scrimmages, and they're building, right? Sean Taylor, as great as Sean Taylor was, had to play special teams and wait, right? Because that way when Reed left, boom, Sean Taylor. Well, we've had that at different positions, but we haven't had that at all positions at the same time. Okay? So I think the reason I'm not a 10 in terms of optimism is I haven't seen that yet from Manny, because you look at our linebackers, and yeah, you can say some guys that should have worked out haven't. Avery Huff is a good example of that. Tyreek Austin Cave is going to be something in the future, I believe. Okay, Deshaun Troutman, you loved his tape. Okay, so there's talent there, but where's that front line talent? Keontra hasn't been a weak side linebacker before, right? That's what he's playing. Corey Flagg, you remember, a lot of people were excited when we got Corey Flagg. And I loved his tape because all he did was make tackles everywhere.
Yeah.
Okay? I think he even broke a tackle record. And when you break a tackle record in Texas, you did something.
Yeah.
Okay. But that's something that Manny hasn't showed me yet in terms of running that program to that point where you're recruiting to all units and building up all units where you have a front line that's prime time and then young backups that are going to be prime time.
No,
we're still doing like last year. If Greg Rousseau would have played, the greatest trio of defensive end in all of college football.
Yeah.
Right? We had good defensive tackles. What happened at linebacker? You know what I'm saying? We had good safeties. What happened at corner? Okay? That's something that Manny has to fix, because when you have that big office and you're the highest paid person at the university, you need to have a vision for what your team looks like now, what it's going to look like at the end of the season, what it's going to look like next year, and even 2 years after that.
Yeah.
Okay? And yes, you can go to the portal to fill in here. You can get a Charleston Rambo at the portal. You can get a DeAndre Johnson. You can get a Justin. I'm going to mispronounce his name and call him Olajuwon, but you can get those type of guys to fill in. You shouldn't go into a season getting ready to play Bama with an unproven linebacker core when you got upperclassmen. Because we have Bradley Jennings, we have Wayman Steed, we have Zach McLeod, we have these guys that, okay, you could say injuries played a part in that they didn't pan out, but we still under-recruited at those positions. And in order to get to where you look at where Bama is right now, that doesn't happen at Bama because, like you said, even though they might have more inexperienced guys that they're used to, they still have guys that are ready to step in. And look, they got 9 guys on defense coming back. So that's the one thing I'd urge Manny, and that's the reason I'm cautiously optimistic, is Manny, make sure that not just this year, not just next year, but that you have a consistent vision going forward. I think what they're doing in recruiting this year is pretty smart. It's a gamble, but I think it's pretty smart. I know a lot of fans, Miami fans, have been upset with the decommits, but we've also always had guys committing to us earlier than they do to everybody else. Because there have been times in recruitment where we have 9 guys committed and other schools like Bama have 2.
Right.
And then some of those drop off. And I know that frustrates Miami fans. What Manny is doing this year and what the staff is doing this year is they're big game hunting because they believe we're going to have a special season. So they feel if we have the season that they feel we're going to have, that now we're going to get those late recruits, those ESPN, I'm taking my talents too, yada, yada, yada. So I think he's big game hunting. That's awesome. That's great. Better have a plan B. Because young men can be fickle.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So I like what he's doing in recruiting, and I like big game hunting. Look at what he did. I mean, so far in the secondary, and I know T-Rob deserves some of that credit. DeMarcus deserves some of that credit, and obviously Manny does too because he's the one that made those hires or added those people to the defense, to the coaching staff. Because DeMarcus, I guess, technically is not necessarily a hire because he came from admin. So, but that's what makes me cautiously optimistic at a 7 and 8 as opposed to being higher, because I'm still seeing a unit every year, a unit or two that I'm worried about.
Right.
I'm worried about our defensive ends right now, and I'm worried about our linebacker.
To his credit, we were, worried about corner, and he pretty much addressed that issue.
He did.
By bringing in coaching, by bringing in,
Absolutely. But I would, if you ask me about going in to play Bama on opening week, if I said to you, if our linebackers were better and we had the defensive ends that could pick up the mantle from Jalen Phillips and Quincy Roche and Greg Rousseau,
I'll say we beat them, no doubt.
There you go. That's my point.
That's my point.
Manny, if you want us, what's that?
That's my point. That's what I've been trying to say.
That's why I'm saying I'm cautiously optimistic. If you ask me 1 to 10, where am I in terms of optimism? I'm probably only at 7.5 because there's positions of concern, not positions of concern. Well, yeah, I saw this guy play last year and I really like him, but I don't know if he can do it. That's different. Positions of concern where I haven't seen it yet. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because like you got, how much I like Jafari Harvey when we did breakdown on him coming out of high school, right? I loved Jafari Harvey. Loved his tape.
Yeah.
Okay. Has he shown you what Rousseau showed me? Because you know how high I was on Rousseau too. But then we saw Rousseau at his first scrimmage.
Mm-hmm.
We saw Rousseau in his first practices. They had to pull him off the field because the offense couldn't run their plays.
Yeah.
You remember that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Have we seen that from Jafar yet?
No, not yet.
No. So that's my point of why I'm cautiously optimistic. But what I'm saying to Manny is if you want to get to be, and I'm not saying that, listen, Nick Saban, you can make an argument, should go down as the greatest coach in college football history. So I'm not judging him on that standard. But I am judging you on the standard that if you're a legit top-tier college football coach, you have to show me better vision when you're recruiting that you're taking care of right now, next year, and beyond. Not just, I got this stud. I mean, look at our secondary, man. Seriously, look at our secondary. How do you feel if you see Bubba Bolden on the field? How do you feel if you see Gervin Hall on the field?
Yeah.
How do you feel if you see Avante Williams?
Mm-hmm.
James Williams? Cam Kitchens? Brian Ballone?
For sure. Yep.
Amari Carter? Dude, that's just safeties. I just named safeties. I haven't named a cornerback yet.
Mm-hmm.
Those are all guys, and you guys know I don't believe in the star system. I believe it's crap. But those are all guys, for the most part, that were highly rated guys.
Yeah.
Okay?
We'll see what happens.
No, that's my point, though. So
Yeah,
that's
we'll see what
what
happens.
I would say is, Manny, you have to have a better vision where you have to have recruiting in those units on a yearly basis where you have top-tier guys and then you have guys that are on the come-up that are young.
Yeah.
That's all. And if Manny does that, I'll forgive and forget the things that upset me previously.
Absolutely. All right, man. Hey, I gotta get out of here.
Yep.
So, but it was fun catching up with everybody, man. Thank you so much for joining us. Yeah, I mean, we'll see what happens. We'll see if we could jump on next week. Me and the big dog are going to try to get back to a regular schedule again, and try to get, cover recruiting and do everything we used to do. All right. Little by little, still trying to figure out the whole schedule, man, but we figured we had to jump on with you guys. So to everybody in here, Alabama fans or not, all of the old Junior and the big dog faithful, day ones, and even the ones that weren't day ones. Thank you so much for joining us, man. We really did appreciate this. We're not gonna go another 8 months without you hearing from us. But yeah, it was fun. It was real, and we'll pump for Saturday, obviously. Cautiously optimistic for Saturday.
Thank you,
but pumped nonetheless, man. You got anything to say, big dog, before we get out?
No, man. Like you said, just all of you, man. Love you guys. Thank you so much for joining us. Even the new people, thank you so much for joining us. You guys have always been the best part of my week, and I love getting fired up and talking football. And
thank you, Hill Power. Appreciate it.
Seeing all of you guys. So thank you all so much. It's awesome to feel a part of Canes fan. So thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, man. So, hey, with that being said, if you guys are new here, man, subscribe, hit that like button, hit the notification bell so you can get notified anytime me and the big dog do go live. Which, I mean, we'll let you guys know. Live chat Saturday, 3:30. Now, me and the big dog are gonna be watching that game together, which is gonna be the cool part. And me and the big dog, to give you an idea, we're in this very big fantasy draft. And fantasy draft was scheduled for Saturday at 4. And they went ahead and rescheduled.
And this is a league that we've been in for how many years?
Yeah, for a long time. And
We were like, if you guys do Saturday at 4, you're gonna have to find 2 new guys.
2 new guys for the league. Because you could do it. You could do the fantasy draft on your laptop while you're watching the game. We're not those kind of fans. We're like in the computer, in the TV, wanting to jump through it. Super anxious. Big dog breaking his recliner. Me breaking. It's way too hectic, man.
In the Florida game, I think some of you guys that have been with us know this. Junior actually flew up, and we got to see that game together. Okay, when DJ Dallas broke that run for the touchdown, Junior thought I was having a stroke. Because I got so excited and I screamed so loud that I had to grab my head like this, because I don't know what happened, but have you guys ever had that, like a rush of blood to your head from getting so crazy into it, that I got this sharp pain, it felt like like brain freeze, when you drink. That's what it felt like. I got that type of thing going on in my head. So I grabbed my head on the sides, and Junior was freaking out because he thought I was having a stroke.
Yeah.
So
yeah. All right, boys and ladies, where it is that might be joining. Thank you so much once again, man. We'll see you guys on the next one. As always,
it's all about the you. Thank you guys. Have a good night, and we'll talk to you soon. Thank you, guys.
Absolutely. Thank you.